Yeah, this is Nnanna Ude. Can I go on? Can I go on, Madam Moderator?
Yes, just
go all right. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator, and all the previous speakers. I would like to first of all stand on existing protocols, but especially and respectfully recognize the PG of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, our revered President General Chief Nnanna Ude, and His Royal Majesty Ebogidi Nemeka Obiachebe, Obio Furniture. As we explore this today's topic and listening to the keynote presentation from Engineer Chris Okoye, which by the way was very eloquently put forward, I just want to come at it by highlighting three imperatives I believe that we should address or seek to reimagine for as Ohaneze. The first is Ohaneze as an organization created by a constitution with a structure that represents the interest of Ndigbo. You know, sometimes most of us, when we hear Ohaneze, we only think about the President General. But unknown to many others, Ohaneze actually has a structure and is designed to have a structure. To what extent that structure has been efficient in supporting the work of the leadership, that the secretariat, and being able to drive funding is a very key imperative for us to consider in this quest to reinvent or strengthen Ohaneze. The second imperative, Jumbo, Ohaneze as a mass movement that serves as a collective for the Igbo universe and reflects the Igbo nation at home and in the diaspora. Then, as a mass movement, it then serves as an umbrella for all the other Igbo groups and town unions that represent Igbo interests. And it's able to use and mobilize with technology in order to reach out to the younger generation who seem to be disconnected from Ohaneze or what Ohaneze stands for. So it's important we think about Ohaneze as a mass movement and to what extent we are able to use it to achieve the interest of Ndigbo. Now, the third imperative for me is Ohaneze as an ideology that embodies the values. When we hosted PG at Nkatu Mwibe, he spoke on Ife Jemalu Igbo. And that actually speaks to Ohaneze as an ideology that continues to project and reflect the values of Ndigbo. And in doing so, is able to shape the character of political leadership in Igbo. Because it is when you have such an institution that defines and radiates the values of Ndigbo that you are in a better position as a people to hold your leaders, whether political leaders or business leaders, accountable. And so for me, as we continue to explore the strengthening of Ohaneze, I believe that we should reimagine these imperatives and see how we can draw them together to strengthen Ohaneze going forward and make it an institution that was able to serve our needs for yesterday, is serving the purpose for today, and is able to drive us into the future. Thank you very much.
Chris. Okay, here you are. How have you been? Okay, Ferdinand, please just come on.
Please, may I say all protocol? I stand on the existing protocols, and particularly wish to acknowledge the PG and His Royal Majesty, the Obio Furniture. The last point you make is quite interesting, because I think it poses a challenge for us. In the presentation by Engineer Okoye, he showed how in the past we transmitted from Igbo Union to Igbo State Union to Ohaneze in reaction to political circumstances. And when Zik Obi spoke, he talked about the effectiveness of the Igbo Union in the past and kind of wish that we were as effective as that. But the truth is that what Nnanna basically is pointing out is that we have become a global tribe. Some people say that we are probably Africa's first global nation. We are scattered across Nigeria and in the diaspora, and we now must respond to challenges beyond just the internal competition between the Nigerian elites. Our youngsters are facing different types of competition abroad. Xenophobia. They are being mauled by crowds and robbed by governments. So if we are to be relevant to them, we have to look at a role beyond that we played in the past. We can't just look at what we did in the past. We must appeal to their needs if we are to be relevant to their needs. Otherwise, they'll move on to other formations. I think the starting point is this. We have been very effective in the past as a symbol of the identity, the culture, the history of the Igbo nation. Despite the challenges, Ohaneze still has one thing that no other person has. It has convening power. No other group has the convening power that Ohaneze has. And that convening power is because it is the accepted voice of the Igbo nation in the Nigerian dialogue. And we are coming to a point in Nigeria that that voice must become stronger and more coherent. So despite our many challenges, I feel that our first priority is to strengthen that voice as the voice of the Igbo nation in the Nigerian dialogue. And I think that Chief Nnanna Ude must get immense credit, not only for lifting the profile of Ohaneze, but for affirming the very cardinal place of the Igbo nation in that dialogue, and being able to weave it together with other sociocultural groups, Afenifere, Pandev, and Middle Belt Forum, so that we speak clearly, but we speak with others, and we are key on the message. So, whatever happens today, I want us to emphasize the fact that we must remain that clear and distinctive voice. Even if we are not totally addressing the needs across board, that is our most challenging need as a people. Secondly, these problems you are raising are very important, but unfortunately, a lot of important problems are not solved at a go. Sometimes the process of solving the problem or talking about it prefers a solution. So I think that what we must do, outside being a voice, is to become a vehicle for Igbo consensus across a range of issues. I don't see us return to the issue that once Ohaneze says, everybody will agree. But I see us remain in a position where Ohaneze can use his convening power and be the point where you weld consensus. And consensus is difficult to get out of a nation of 50 or 60 million people. We're not a small group of people. A day that somebody will say and everybody will agree is gone. We are 60 to 70 to 50 to 60 million Igbos. So Ohaneze must then work very hard, very tirelessly, in being the point where we weld consensus. Beyond that, it must also seek to become a vehicle of value creation. No matter what happens in Nigeria, whether we become sovereign, whether we seek security in Nigeria, the people that are our neighbors today will be our neighbors forever. We must find a way of dialoguing with them and living with them and dealing with them. That is why that consensus on how do we relate to other Nigerians is so important. Why sometimes it seems as if our political problems are intractable is because we don't have a consensus on how do we deal with them. And Ohaneze finds itself at a junction between politics, between principles, between culture, and yet it doesn't have the benefit of state power. So in summary then, I think that we are dealing with a complex problem. I think we should continue talking about it. I think that the internal structure of Ohaneze is extremely important to work on, but let us not lose sight of the fact that even when we don't get the internal structure right as of today, we've been able to be good on the outside. So let us remain a very strong voice. Let us be the place where consensus is generated. Let us be the place where value is created. It will take patience, it will take statecraft, but that is the way to go. Thank you so much.
la 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 la